Yeah, I got a big meal at the takeaway place I went to today. Cost me 75. That's how much food I got. I was 58 yesterday, but I got three courses rather than 2, so that's fair enough. And I found out the name of the guy running the place. I think his name is Gun, or something like Gun. I asked him to spell it Eastwood, and he just said, no, just call me Stanley. And he told me when he was in Sydney, he was a student. So he wasn't running food business, but he's an excellent businessman. I go out of my way to get food there. It's such a good business, and the Vietnamese obviously agree. They are all there in their droves trying to get served. It's like the banh mi woman yesterday who had a line of office workers in front of her little trolley wanting banh mi. So, you know, once they get on to a good thing, they go with it, like most people. So yeah, no, so anyway, Stanley I'll call him Stanley, but you know, I prefer to call them by their own country name. It's like I had a friend from Sweden, and his Swedish name was Pekka, which is a bit amusing, I guess. We all know what that also means in English. But I always called him by his Swedish name, but everybody else online, he called himself Peter Wood. So Peter, he substituted the word Pekka, his real name, for Peter the Anglicised. But I always called him Pekka. I think I'm the only person that does. So I don't have a problem with that. It's like actually, I think I was getting Seville wrong too. I was calling it Sevilla. I think it's something else. I just would have just sounded like a typical ignorant tourist when I said it. So no big deal. Anyway, got my food. Only one last thing to do. Get myself my coffee, and I'll buy it at the local place. And I'll get 2. I need lots of coffee. Or I could buy it from another place, I don't know. But no, they do a good coffee there. And if I buy it there, you get the green or the Chinese tea as a bonus if you are drinking on premises. You don't get that takeaway. So that is the advantage of sitting down and having a coffee. But you know, 15,000 dong, that's fine, less than $1. It's pretty good. And this is about $4, I think. Yeah, less than $4 this meal. And it's I've got I had to go to the squid again. It was just so good. And I got pork and I got some fish. So very healthy with the greens, really healthy. And so hard to come by normally here, but now I know he's around. He will make sure I get some decent food while I'm traveling. Mind you, I do have a kitchen. I have the utensils. I've just got to buy the greens, and I'll be able to cook my own anyway if I want. I don't mind doing that much cooking. It's just going to be like sauteing greens in a wok or whatever they've got available, fry pan wok, and that's piss easy to do. But yeah, I'd rather not go to do any cooking if I can avoid it. Yeah, look at that. Must be tough being disabled over here. Very tough for disabled. Oh yeah, I confess to Stanley I had a huge hangover. He laughed. He's a nice guy, really nice guy. And my go-to man for food. Wow, so important. Yeah, people coming in from all directions wanting their orders. I just said, look, I'm not going to stress you out, mate. You've got enough hassles as it is. So I just wait on the sidelines, and he told the lady exactly what I wanted. She just scooped it all up. And easy peasy. Fantastic. think they're the same backpackers I saw before. They're just walking down around the area. There's not that many tourists here at the moment. I think they're doing it pretty tough in Vietnam with tourism. Mind you, the authorities could make life a lot easier for themselves by just not requiring people like Australians, for instance, to apply for a visa. That is insane. They're competing with other countries like Thailand, who don't put you through that stuff. And the Philippines, you can get I think 15 days in the Philippines without a visa. You just stamp it, and Bali is the same. It's now visa-free entry there. They've finally woken up. So Vietnam will not be able to compete with these countries like that. I think they'll have to change that policy. The policy was supposed to have been changed mid-year in July the 1st. The Brits can come here without visas. Probably the Americans too, I'm not sure. I'll have to ask some expats, well, they'll know. But yeah, for some reason, Australians, we still suffer, but you know, it has reduced in price. It's just it's a hassle having to go in that queue at the airport to get your visa stamp before you go through immigration. But you know, because I travel here for a reasonable length of time, it's not a big deal. And I was smart enough to get the row 1 in the plane that flew from Singapore. I got through visa on arrival in record time. I was the first one to get off the plane and get in front of the counter. There's no one else being served. Oh, there are a couple of people hanging around, maybe from a previous flight, but there's no other people from our flight. And yeah, it got fast-tracked. Funny on my flight too, you know, it's an interesting thing, you know, the way you dress does, I think it affects how airline staff treat you. And I may have got treated better because I was wearing my fairly upmarket tailored pants when I embarked on this trip from Melbourne. And the check-in girl was really nice. She really was obliging, and she got me into row number 1 in the plane traveling from Singapore to Saigon. And I was amazed, and she got me a window seat on top of it. The other thing is, the guy next to me was like, I don't know, he's about my age, I think, and he looked like he was a businessman of some note. He had a copy of the Wall Street Journal on him, and he seemed pretty fastidious, so it was almost like a pseudo business class without any of the real perks of business class, apart from the fact you're in the front of the plane. Didn't matter, it's only around a 2-hour journey. It was fine. It'd been a long day. I was just happy for it to all end, and then on top of that, getting a guy from Mai Ling, the cab company of choice for me, to actually come up to me and ask if I wanted a cab when I was leaving the airport. That's amazing, because that's never happens. It's usually a bum rush with a whole lot of other commuters trying to get a cab. Sometimes it's really hard too. But it was just a piece of the proverbial piece of piss, is what I'm trying to say. It was so easy this time, and no hassles at all. Fantastic. Everything's gone really well so far. There've been very minor glitches. I thought I'd lost my recharging cord for my GoPro, which would have been a bit of a problem, but then I discovered that for the other camera, the recharging cord for that actually works on my GoPro as well. It's a standard one, so even if I hadn't been able to retrieve it from the hotel the next day, I would have had a backup. But that would be very annoying, because I don't know where you get a replacement for that. I'm actually thinking of getting some more RAM in my computer. There actually is an Acer outlet here. I'm not sure if they can do that. I might just see if I can find some computer stores around the area and see if I can get someone that can actually service it, but I don't know if I want to do that over here. And it might be a bit difficult in Cairns. Probably my best bet was Melbourne. I can do that though when I go to Melbourne in Christmas, because I'll be there for over a week, although places will be shut down. Yeah, that's the Oh, she's not, no customers at the moment. She'd be wrapped because she was the one who was inundated. Yeah. Look, I might just get my coffee here anyway, even though I've got my takeaway with me. I might better put it in the top of my bag so they don't see it. I did say to the guy I was going to get soup today from him, and it was good. There's nothing wrong with his soup. It's just that because of the big night, I woke up so late. So yeah, I don't know what time I got in, but yeah, here it is here. But no, they make really nice coffee here. So I'm going to ask for it. What the hell?